you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you go. I'm trying to learn it all. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter. This is a long one. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, baseball bat. Break it down and freeze. Break it down and freeze. That's what I was waiting for. Freeze. Break it down and freeze. Freeze it. Where you at? Where you at? There you go. There you go. There you go. Ba. Peanut butter. It is not. Hi, Giraffe. But it is not. Is that Terrence here visiting me to say hi? Terrence is in the house, the famous T-Virus Terrence. Hello, Terrence. And Giraffe and Pabri is here. And Nomi and Jason, Mr. Aquarius. I have a full house. Oh, and I love seeing all my people come and tell me hi, but I have not seen one of my best YouTube buddies. One of my best YouTube buddies. We used to do our little live streams talking about the superheroes and their superhero shows in Gotham and all that. Terrence! As y'all can see, I miss Terrence. I missed you. And Angelo's here. Terrence is T-Virus right there. Say hi to him. Me and Terrence used to do some live streams sometimes on Friday night, especially when I got into Gotham, and we did that. And then life just got crazy. Life got crazy. And I can barely come here on Wednesdays on time. And let me tell you, this week has been even crazier because all my kids are back in school, virtual schooling. I got my niece and nephew here virtual schooling. So I'm teaching 4 kids, well, assisting because a lot of them have live streams and stuff, but 4 kids with all 4 different schools, basically different classes, different lunch hours. And then one of them is my nephew who's in 1st grade who needs lots of help. And then I have my daughter who's in middle school and my niece who's in middle school, but they don't need much help because they do a lot of live streaming classes and stuff. But then my high school and my son, he needs a lot of help because they're not live streaming classes. They've just given him the work. They're just like, do this, read this, and like let him on his way. But I don't think I would have done good in high school just giving work like that and be like, there you go learn, right? I don't think I would have done. So I know he's having problems. So the things I could help teach him, which I'm good at, math, although he's taking geometry and I don't know about all the shapes and all that stuff. Like I'm not so good at that, but he's taking biology. Hello, I'm a biochemist. I have a master's in biochemistry. So I've been teaching him the things, that I know. English, not so much. He's taking English. Y'all know I can't say I'm not good at my Englishes. I hate even saying my Englishes. And Blair's here over there. Hey, Blair. Because I do my dual streams. TikTok up there. YouTube down here. Wait, let me say before I get behind on comments, Rob, I'm doing good. How are you? Do you like K-pop? I mean, I've listened to some K-pop songs. I liked them. I think the boys of the K-pop or that BTS, they're pretty. They're pretty little boys. I got it. You got a notification? I was wondering because they haven't been working that great. Oh, Blair's going through his break. Oh, Blair, don't make me sad because if y'all notice my subject of both of my live streams, my TikTok and my YouTube, it was for Chadwick, Black Panther. If y'all saw my community page, you all saw the picture of me and Chadwick when I met him at the movie premiere for the Avengers Infinity War. So, and look, I even brought my tissues in case I cry because I did. It has hit me hard. Let me see let me get comments and then I'll talk about it. Let me see. Please. Oh, I will, Pabria, and tell him I will. He also played BTS. I've done some BTS stuff. I know, Terrence, that's what I'm going to talk about. Hi, Rishi Darab. Yes, it's too bad. You are amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm good at math. The best way to complete the work is to rip it up and throw it in the trash. Is breaking the internet, Mr. Curious, and also please send. I will, Bria, and I definitely tell Greg you miss him. All right. But no, it's the Black Panther is, I feel like, breaking the internet because it's such a shock. Like I said, when was the Avengers Infinity War? It was like 2 years and like a few months. It hasn't been a half a year yet, right? But Infinity War came out, it was around May, I think, like 2 years ago. So 2 years and like 3 or 4 months. And I didn't even know that he had the cancer and was fighting this because he died and it said 4 years he was fighting this. So I was like, well, I just met him 2 years ago. You wouldn't have thought anything. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you about how I met him first because we went to the premiere, like I said, right? The premiere and the red carpet. And then you get into the theater we were at, was it at, I don't know. I don't remember if it's Dolby Digital or the El Capitan down in Hollywood for that one. I don't remember exactly which one, but it was one of them. And they all have a stage, right? And so for Infinity War, they had all the Avengers on the stage. Well, not all, because who wasn't? There was some that weren't there. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was there because he spoke, right? But then they had, I mean, the stage was full of them. I mean, they had Scarlett Johansson, Chadwick. They had, the Thor. What's his name? I forget names. What's the Thor's name? Hemsworth, right? Chris Hemsworth. How am I forgetting Chris? Because I got a picture with him and talked to him for like a minute too. But I mean, they had Dave Bautista up there because Dave and my friend Tessa, like, because when he came off the stage, he gave a little hug, and I was right there because they always speak on the social. She loves some Dave Bautista. But they were all up on the stage, right? And I love some Black Panther. I always do. I was like, oh, and I always just like him as an actor and everything. I just loved him. So I was watching him a lot with all these other like Avengers and the other actors up there and they're famous. I was watching him a lot, and he's always so serious when he was on stage. Everybody's like, oh yeah, and he's just a serious look. And then I always wondered. I was like, why is he always so serious? Like he's just always look upset or mad. And now like I think back and I'm like, because back then I was like, oh, why don't he ever just loosen up? That's what I was thinking, just loosen up. But I'm like, can you imagine going through all that, getting the treatments and fighting cancer, fighting for your life, and then having to come into these events, and put on like a happy face. So that's why I'm thinking back like, well, he's so serious, but I'm like, that just shows the genuineness. He didn't come up there smiling like everything's, hunky-dory. See, I'm like, that just shows to me the genuineness. Like, he was always serious because that was his life. Like, he was fighting for his life all the time. And I'm sure, there's plenty of times where he's happy and stuff, but I just think, like, all he wants to do is make movies and show his talents to the world and enjoy his minutes, like, I don't know at that time his last minutes. I'm sure that time he still, because they first said stage 3 of the colon cancer, right? And I'm sure at that time, like, it was 2 years after he was diagnosed, so he was still fighting it and probably everything going good. But I just can't imagine having to go through all that, going to movie premieres and stuff, and in the back of your mind the whole time, you're like fighting for your life, So that's when I first saw him, was on the stage. So then we watched the movie, and then we go to the after party, and that's where I met him and took my picture with him and stuff. And even then, serious. That's what I can say. Serious. He had cancer while filming. I didn't know that. Yeah, I saw you met him. But that's what I said. He's been fighting this for 4 years. 4 years. So that's what I said when Infinity War came out. Like, he was fighting it through that time. He was getting chemo treatments. He was getting surgeries and stuff. And all this was kept hidden. But, probably for good reason, because at that time, if I would have saw him like on stage, all you would kind of think is, oh, there's Chadwick. And probably the biggest question would be, how's your cancer? How's it doing? He probably wanted to not make it about him, number one, you know, not make it about him and his cancer because it's like about his movie and talents and probably, you know, something you don't want to just talk about all the time. If I'm fighting for cancer in my life, it ain't gonna be something if I go out and want to talk about all the time. You know, you what did they say? I'm just trying to go to one of those after parties. Hey, Alexa Roast. That's my friend. Listen, my TikTok people. Well, only I think Blair's just here. But my friend Alexa, hey, Alexa Roast, his new one TikTok. Oh, well, I know my people are over here on YouTube. That's why I have my dual stream YouTube and TikTok. But if y'all are on TikTok, I know some of y'all have it banned in your countries there. Follow my friend Alexa Roast because he's funny. He is funny. You should see his videos. Blair, go follow him now. Because I crack up. I think I went to high school with the Alexa Roast. And here I always was like, oh, he's one of the funniest person I know. Even battles my funniness. And that's hard to do. If I can even say, oh, they even funnier than me, you know they funny. Because I think I'm hilarious. I do. So yeah, I saw him at the after party. And even then he was serious though. To Chadwick. He was, and you know, I was like, can I get a picture? And you saw in the picture that I posted on there, he didn't even smile. He just, and that's what even after I'm like, why is he so sad? I'm like, why do you want to loosen up? I might have even made that comment. I don't remember because when you meet those celebrities, you kind of just like, sometimes you don't remember at least me, I'll be like, I don't know what I said. I know I probably said something to embarrass myself, but that's all right because maybe they'll remember me. You know, I'll say whenever I meet them. So I don't even remember half, but I just remember. And then even when I got that picture, if y'all would have saw it and showed people after, I'm like, I was like, they were like, oh, he looks mad. Like you took a picture of him. They would make that comment that Chadwick looks mad. He didn't want to take a picture. I was like, well, maybe I did kind of pop that one on. Because I was talking, I was like, and I had my camera up, and I was like, Chadwick, can you take a picture with me? And even when I said that, I just snapped it at the time. Because you don't want to wait for them to answer if you really want a picture for them, right? You don't want to wait for them to say no to possibility. You always want to like do it and then apologize later, right? But you still want to get your picture. But he said yeah, and he was fine with it. But I don't think even if he would have been ready, he would have smiled because he's just serious like that. But that's what I'm saying. That whole time I met him, didn't know he was fighting this, like kept it. And then I saw some stuff where people like recently, because what the coronas hit and all this, and then he's been doing some live streams and he went on the live stream and looking real skinny. I didn't even pay attention to this, but he is looking real skinny and people were like giving him a tough time for that. They're like, why is he looking like he hasn't eaten in the coronas and stuff? And then you think back, I'm like, oh, those people are just eating their words now because he done passed away. And now they was caring about was that he was skinny and not even asking if everything's all right. I have to catch up on my comments over there. I know I'm going to catch up on my comments, but someone put, where am I from? St. Louis, Missouri. That's where my friend, I think that's where Dave lives now. Or, hey, Alexa. Are you going on the undercover name? Do you say your real name? Well, I already spilled it to the 2 people watching on TikTok, but a lot more on YouTube. So y'all know Alexa, when Hey Alexa reacts, that's his name on the TikTok, becomes famous. Because I think he's going to become famous on TikTok. I'm not very active on the TikTok, but he's good. He's over there getting his TikTok stuff on. He said, I can tell. That's his name. It's Dave. Y'all be like, I knew Hey Alexa reacts before he was famous, and I know his name is Dave. Let me catch up on my YouTube comments because I know I'm way far behind. Where am I at? All right. Math. Oh, they're talking about the math. Rip Blackpink. I know Wakanda forever. Oh, y'all, I cried. I know I don't really cry a lot for celebrities, I feel like. Y'all know I'll get sensitive already. But see, I even brought this in case today. But when I heard that he passed away, oh, I did. I cried. I don't know why. I think it's because I felt like, because probably I look back at the times when I met him, you know, and at that time and didn't even realize what he was going through. Now I wish I could just want to give him a hug. It probably would have called security on me. I'd be like, just give me a hug. Like, I'm sure I would have been in jail now, but it would have been worth it because I feel like, that maybe that's why it hit me hard because I had done that and I didn't even know. But I cried when I heard the news. And I find sometimes it's silly people like they cry for the celebrities when they die because like it's not like they were had a they knew him. It's not like his family. It's not like but still just and when he represented the character of Black Panther, and everything we're going through now on top of it, just what he represented it. This is why I can't teach my kids the English classes. That's why I get my husband to do it. Because they're gonna be learning words that ain't even they're gonna be making up words. The teacher be like, who taught you that? This is why I represented it. I know Tessa was crying. Well, Tessa cries all the time. She cried during probably when he was on the stage but I do too. I know I shouldn't say that, but she's the one who told me about it. I was in bed going to sleep and I was like, I'm putting down my phones, getting off electronics for that. The next mornings when I woke up and I saw her text to me and she was like, Chadwick died. And I was like, no. So then I texted back and I got online. The first thing I got online and was like, what? Let me verify this. And I got online and I saw, and I was like, he did not. I'm texting her and we were crying together. It was, I remember Chris Hemsworth from Ghostbusters. I did love Ernie Hudson's cameo in that movie. From which Ghostbusters? Was he in the one with the girls? I don't like that one. With the Leslie Jones, I don't like that Ghostbusters. I didn't even watch it all the way through because I was like, that one's Vicky. Hi, Vicky. What does Chadman do? Can you tell us about him? Oh, Chadwick. That's Black Panther, Vicky. That's Black Panther, who plays the Black Panther in the Avengers movie who passed away last weekend. Battling 4 years. That's what I can't get over. 4 years with the colon cancer. Making all those, I mean, he made all the Black Panther, the Avengers movies, but he made other stuff. What is that movie? I didn't watch it though. Marshall or something. He's made other movies, doing that whole time battling the cancer and keeping it a secret. Like, I don't think that if that would have came out, that would have been a story broken. Nobody knew about that. Maybe they did. Maybe some did and just kept the secrets better. Do we have any pictures with you and Ernie Hudson? Who is Ernie Hudson? Y'all don't know. Now I'm gonna have to Google it. Who's Ernie? What are y'all making me? Who is Ernie Hudson? Let me see. Oh, I know that guy. Wasn't he? What was he in? Wasn't he in that show Oz? Remember that show Oz on HBO? I never met him. I wouldn't have, and then I wouldn't have even known his name. And a lot of times it's hard because I don't remember people's name. So I'll be like, hey, you're on Oz, and I'm bad at that. But I never met him. I don't even remember seeing him on the red carpet. You would think, Mr. Carey's the Ernie Hudson. You're a fan of him over there, ain't you? Lord Ganesh Festival is over yesterday. Did you submerge your statues? Did you wish me good fortune submerging the statues? I need to look around and see if I got some monies because he had cancer while filming. Yeah, oh yeah, we went there. Vicky said that the Jai Shri Ganesh. Where's Vicky? Yano Shashan's girlfriend is involved in drugs, and my big drug dealers have been arrested in the special. Every week I hear about the Shashan stuff, and all I can say, y'all, I said this every week. They need to make a movie about this because that real life situation with the Shashan is crazier than it's gonna be crazier than that Tenet movie. Oh, and let me tell you, I saw that Tenet movie. I don't know if I can talk about it yet. Well, no, it came out internationally, right? The people over there, did y'all see it? I enjoyed it. I can talk because it came out. I don't think there's an embargo right now. I enjoyed it. I thought the Tenet movie was great. I saw it at the IMAX here. It was a special screening we had it was like the studios had to pre-approve the critics going to see the movie, right? There was only 9 of us in all of St. Louis, and they put us in this big theater with the IMAX, and then they spaced us out. Like all 9 of us with, of course, a mask on all the time. Oh, like I was here and there, and we're all scattered, like it was just 9 of us scattered in the theater. So it was a social distance and all this, but it was in the IMAX. And oh, first of all, beautifully shot. And let me tell you, the music score, that's what I can't get over. Because, the IMAX has the Dolby Digitals and then has a music. I'm like, this music score can rival the Star Wars guy, John Williams. Ain't that him? It's not as, I mean, John Williams is like A plus up there. But right from the beginning, it was the music that got me. It just went along with the movie well. It got you into it, to the intensity of it. Now, let me tell you this, though. Oh, the acting I thought was great, beautifully shot. But the plot, you all might have heard, because the Tenet guy was that, it's the Christopher Nolan. He did those movies first, that Memento. I remember I saw that Memento. I was like, what just happened? He does that movies where you get done watching, you're like, what? Inception, remember that? It wasn't Inception with, what's his name? Why can't I remember names? I can't remember nothing today. Why do you know him? Leonardo DiCaprio, right? He was in the Inception. And I remember, because then before I was like, oh, that's the same guy that did Memento. So I knew it's going to be kind of crazy. And they said it was. And I remember watching that and I'm like, I was like, he's getting crazier and crazier after Inception. I'm like, he's trying to confuse people more and more. Now that I watch Tenet, it's like to 100-fold, because I got done watching that and I was like, that makes that Inception movie look like some kind of kindergarten movie. And then this Tenet movie, I was like, I don't know what happened. I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this movie 3 more times, maybe 2 times in reverse, to even understand a little bit. I have no idea what happened. I was still trying to figure out things after. I got to write a review on the middle of a review. I'm like, I don't know how to explain this movie. I was like, but I still enjoyed it. Even if I didn't know what happened, what went on, I still enjoyed every minute of it. And I think it was a long movie, like 2.5 hours. And even through that movie, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm enjoying whatever it is, because it was just so action packed. It was just so beautiful. The music, everything just got you into it. When like Star Wars, the minute that thing starts, dun, 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 that little score, I can't do it yet. It gets you into the movie right away. You feel it, right? You feel it when that music hits, the Star Wars score, and you're immense. And it's the intensity of brings you and immerses you right into the movie. That's how I felt with this. Did I describe that good? Because it took me a while. That's how I felt with this movie. But I still don't know what happened. I don't think I ever will. I don't think if you analyze every frame by frame in that movie, you can understand what that happened. I don't think if they put that movie on supercomputers that they can figure out what happened. Because it was confusing, but it still made, even after all that, that's why I said that's when you know everything else was on point, because I still enjoyed it. Where am I at? Back to Britain Got Talent. Oh, there's another big news that dropped today. Is Hey Alexa still here? Where's Dave? Are you still here? Because I know Dave's going to be interested in this. And you got to make some TikToks about this, Dave. Hey Alexa roast. We'll see if he's still here. I don't know. Because I'll wait. I'm going to catch up with my comments. I'm on TikTok, but I'm also paranoid about it, so don't use it, which is funny if you think about it, because of how corrupt Facebook and Insta. I know. But they say, I get paranoid too, because they say, all of them steal your datas and all that, but it depends on what countries, I guess, you want to have your datas, But aren't they they're like in the process, I thought, of selling it to Microsoft, and it was some other company, Microsoft, and another like random company, which I was like, oh, that's a random. They're not really even in the technology field that they were selling it to. Tejas, India game, Free Fire, which is similar to a PUBG game, got character. Oh, Tejas, my boyfriend Ritik. I don't even play those games now. I'm gonna have to check them out. Does Ritik look as good on that game as he does in life? Did they put in a 6-pack? Like, woo! Now I can use my little tissue. I didn't cry for this right here. But I use Instagram a lot, but Zuckerberg I can't. He's so rich. Why can't he afford a nice hairstyle? What's up with those bangs? That's true. I mean, that's when you know those rich people down on earth. Well, like he don't even try to get his hair cute. He don't care. That's when you know they're rich. They don't care what they look like. They're like, I don't even have to get my hair done any kind of way. That's how rich I am. Mandalorian season 2 drops October 30th. News dropped like 13 minutes ago. There's another news I want to get. I guess Alexa left because I wanted to see if he heard this news. But let me get through my comments and oh, I got a lot. All right. Salman Khan became 12th handsome man in the world, and first is very obvious. You know who? Ritik? Stop it. Tejas, who? Banned in India. Oh, PUBG is banned in India. So happy news for my mother because my cousin brother used to play this game the whole day and she is happy now. But it's banned in India and then he's a character. Ritik's a character in it? That's weird, huh? Ritik is in a great danger because according to Kanjan, the actress, he's having a different kind of drugs every day. Don't say that about my boyfriend. He ain't on that. Vicky, stop it. No. Well, he's got that back problems, right? He had those back problems, and back problems can be painful. So I know sometimes when people got those back problems, stuff like that, and they give them those painkillers, you can easily be addicted to those painkillers. I hope, Vicky, don't say it. Don't say it about my Ritik. Or I've never been to St. Louis. I've always wanted to visit. My ex used to live there, and he's always talked about how nice it is there. It's not. I mean, we have the Arch. Where you live in Bollywood therapy? Because we got the Arch. It's big for like the sports. If you like sports, because we got, we have the Cardinals baseball. That's like the big one. And then we got the ice hockey and stuff. So it's a big sports town and everything. Disney Channel UK shut down. Why? Hi, Abin. The more you love someone, the harder it is for you to accept that they would die without even realizing it. Will you never convince ourselves that we can never? I know Rick. I say Rick. I got Ritik on my brain. First, Vicky telling me he's on drugs, and Pabria said hi, Dave. I think he left now, but that's true, Mr. Carius, and that's why, like, with the COVID's going around and stuff, and I mean, it's mostly killing like the elderly and sickly and stuff, but it also kills like random people, and it's scary because like you don't even want to take the chance. You even want to take chance of having your loved ones get something like this and dying. Right now, I didn't. My uncle has it. Now, I've already had 3 family members that had the COVID. 2 uncles who live in New Orleans, like South New Orleans, Louisiana, and an aunt who lives. Well, my uncle and aunt, they're married, so they both got it in the household. And my uncle, my other uncle, they're all in Louisiana, down south. And so New Orleans was a big hotspot of COVID right after COVID hit here in the U.S. because we have y'all heard of Mardi Gras? What people are? Oh, I was looking there outside the window, but they're just walking. You got to watch out. But no, Mardi Gras was at that time, and all the people just came into town for Mardi Gras, so it was spreading there like crazy. And my one aunt and uncle got it, which they were recovered, but then my one uncle got it, and he was in the ICU for over a week, and he's now recovered, right? I also know a couple people that died from it. It was not in my family. It was friends. Friends, I know their family members, and it was both of them. I know they were like elderly. One of them was like in a nursing home. And it was a sad story because it was her mom and she was in the nursing home and the nursing homes like shut down, right? They like right after COVID hit, they was the ones, they shut everything down because they didn't want the spread coming in there because they were the most susceptible, right? So they shut them down. I mean, still workers come in there and stuff, and that's how it gets in there. But so she couldn't even go. They wouldn't let visitors come. So she couldn't visit her mom for months, like 3 months. And, just calls or outside. And then her mom got it. So they took her from the nursing home, transported her. So the only time she got to see her mom after she got it was when they were bringing her from the nursing home into the ambulance to bring her to the hospital. And she got to hold her hand going in there. And then when she went in the nursing home, they don't like visitors there. And then her mom passed away there. So, that was such a sad story. But yeah. And now I found out yesterday, Greg, my husband's uncle, has COVID. And it's sad because he's older, but he's real healthy. Like he's active and he's he cuts like he now he's kind of he was in the military, got injured in the military, so he's a veteran and stuff like that. But he's always had like a cutting the grass business, and he's always been real active. So I'm like, well, that's a good thing because he's real healthy, to fight it. But he's got it, and I'm telling you, he's a Trump supporter. So he was one of those that really he didn't wear a mask going out. Kind of believe maybe it was a hoax and stuff like that. I don't know if he believed like it's a total hoax, but he shouldn't be careful and was like, and he is a Trump supporter, so he just really like didn't even pay attention. Oh, it ain't that bad. It's just a flu. Now he's got it, and I mean, we just found out he took the test and stuff, but it's scary. I'll keep you all updated on that. Hopefully, though, that's what I said. Like my cousin who told me it's her dad, and she's like just saying like every day how horrible he sounds and 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 all that stuff. So I'll keep y'all updated. But I think he'll be all right because that's what I said. He's older, but he's real healthy, and he never smoked. He don't really have any underlying health problems. So but it's still scary. You don't know. Like even if, and then I have another friend, their son got it. Oh, yeah. They just like was announced on Facebook. The schools went back into session, right? A lot of the schools are virtual, or they got to choose their kids to stay virtual. Well, he went to school 3 days after he went to school, and this is a teenager, high school, got it, and now he's at home. And that's one thing they said. They're like, this is a teenager and he's in pain, just suffering, sounds horrible. Even a healthy teenage boy, how it's hitting him. But yeah, and then it makes it sad too, because they're in the house, so they're older, might not be the healthiest, but they can't, he's like contained in his room. They have to only go in there when they suit up. They can't, that would be the hardest. Like if my son or my daughter got it, and then you can't go in there to comfort them when they're in pain, and they just have to go in there to check on them and bring them food, and they put the food over here and hurry and get out because they're scared to get it too. And that's what they say. They have to like contain them. So stay away from them as much. But that's even worse because that's like your kid who all you want to do when they're sick is comfort them. Oh, it's so hard. Isn't this stuff so hard right now? And I hate it. I want normal life again, right? It's sad. But why are we talking about all this bad stuff? And then I wonder, because you hear all these people. Look at me going on and on, because just thinking back to the Chadwick. And even my India peeps, right? They had earlier in the year, those 2 deaths from cancer. What's that? I can't remember the name. Ifron, the guy from the Life of Pi. You know who I'm talking about. The 2 that passed away from cancer. Then they had the Chadwick. And you hear so many more passing away. But you have to wonder, it's like they had cancer. But all of a sudden, all these people are passing away from the cancer, which they've been fighting. Like, look at Chadwick, 4 years fighting it. You got to wonder, just the COVID in the air. I don't know if they got it, but if they expose a little bit or something to it, does it speed up these things? That's what I've been wondering. I know that might be crazy, but like it can't speed up like the cancer and stuff. But it's just weird how right now, just so many are passing away from cancer that's been fighting it for years and years. I just feel like there has to be some kind of connection now. I know people are like, oh, it's 2020. Everybody, they want to blame that. But I'm like, is there any kind of connection that all these people fighting years for cancer and now just passing away one after the other, all of a sudden? I just feel like there has to be some kind of connection. It's not silly to cry. I cry a lot this year, and I'm going to lose it when my favorite celebrity. I know I'm already. Oh, don't say that, Bollywood. Therapy. I know. Love your Govinda actions. His old and new song. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Ma. Rishi, Shah Khan, and Ritik, and actually, Bollywood is in heaven for. They do a lot of. She said in Bollywood they have a lot of drugs addicts and prostitutes. India Chinese clashes again. Oh, nuh-uh. Tejas again on that border. 30 Chinese soldiers, Indian and terror. Now both side troops are face to face. Even war tanks are at the border and aircraft. Oh, everything's getting bad. And then you heard what this weekend with the U.S. Like even us flying our jets or whatever, they said that Russia like started messing with our jets and like I don't know what they flying by are dangerous. Like they say it's to like provoke, like they're provoking the people, like I just hope there's not any kind of world wars going to be going. I'm not ready for this. I don't want it to be in my lifetime. I'm not, And I know they're devastating the ones we already had World War One, World War Two. But now our technology and the bomb stuff, that could like to be the end of the world. We have to peace is the only way. Peace is the only way. We can't be having this. Oh, you're welcome, Ma. Where is your coffee? Right here, Tejas. And what is the picture in your background? Alapana said, which one? Which picture? That's Wonder Woman. The movie that's coming, the new movie Wonder Woman that's coming out. Vicky, I'm very sorry I took Chadwick's. Oh no, Vicky, that's an easy mistake. India captured some part of land, top of the hill. Before I talk about my fiction reenactment of You Good Men featuring you, Amanda, I would just like to say to everybody, channel, laugh to keep from crying. That's true. I say that all the time. Super viral. Right, so react on. Oh, it's super viral right now in India. I want to see your Where's my pen and paper? I'm gonna write this. Where do I have a pen? Where's my? Oh, here's a little note. All right. Where is it? Arjun. It better not. He wants to see my reaction in this. It's super viral. It better not be nothing bad. It better not. You better not be setting me up because he's laughing a lot. It's a little too much. It seems like a little too much. This year was not huge. Yeah, that's very simple because we have to be safe. Everything this year. I'm wondering how Christmas and all those things are going to go. Because if we try to laugh more, it'll help us cope with the pain. Oh, I'm always for that. I'm always laugh and love over sad and hate. I love the way. Oh, thank you. I love the way I talk. People saying that chief minister of state's trying to save the culprits from dealing with money and everywhere to make their party members safe who killed them. This is all I can say anymore with the Shashan stuff. I was like, it's got to be a movie. It's probably going to be more crazy than that Tenet. India's third country where people mostly seen BTS song Dynamite. BTS never came to India. I really don't know why. India is the third country having. Really? I mean, they're huge some places, right? I mean, those BTS fans. They are those fans that, I mean, what they call them, the army, the BTS army. And remember they said the BTS, the people on the TikTok trolled Trump when he had that rally and they all got tickets. I love the BTS fans. Imagine Donald Trump on the witness stand, crazy Amanda as the prosecutor. Oh, I always wonder if because I met Michelle Obama but those were people I respected and all. But if I meet someone like Trump, even though he's president, I don't even think I could have I don't know. I couldn't, even though that's your president. As much as I just feel like he's just a horrible person, I don't think I could have any kind of respect. I don't think I could. Even if he's a president, I don't think I could. I could, y'all know I couldn't, because I can't fake stuff like that. It will show. It would first show on my face. I'd be like, especially when he starts talking, because everything is lies that it comes out, and I'll just be like, roll my eye, another lie. I don't think I could hide. They wouldn't want me to meet him because I couldn't. I hope you're Kanjana Raswad. He is a big Bollywood actress who was harassed at the same time as Shashank, and she too got to file the state suicide because of me. More, they got to do something about this, right? The harassment. I mean, this ain't right. Yeah, Ritik is the new character in Free Fire. I used to live in Tennessee. Oh, okay. My dad's from Tennessee. Parsons, Tennessee, but then he lived with his family in Memphis. And I still got family all in Memphis and in Parsons. And now they live in Florida, which is near Orlando. Oh, I love Disney. Whenever I say Orlando, I'm just like Disney. I miss it. Bollywood therapy, you be careful. I mean, Florida, I saw those Florida cases with the COVID is going down, but still the deaths seem really high. And I'm wondered, maybe because, I mean, you hear Florida has a really high population of elderly people. So I was like, maybe that's why their deaths are still really high. Because y'all know I track this daily. Oh, I track the cases in the US daily, the states daily, all of it, the deaths daily. And here in the US, daily deaths are over 1,000 for the last few weeks, over 1,000. Crazy man, is it true that you were innocent? You were, is it true that there were innocent families in Mexico and you ordered your man at the border to arrest them? Is this part of my is this my questioning? Is this my questioning for Trump? Ritik Roshan on Facebook or Twitter? Is he on both? Hi, Steve. I know Steve probably gone now. That's how far behind. Salute for veterans, Steve. I agree. How's your dad? My dad's doing good. And that's one thing, like my dad is a Republican, which we argue about stuff all the time. But some things on which that's why I say I guess I'm like more liberal, more Democrat. I lean that way. But there's still things, the Republican side that I agree with on some things, Some things you might not, you'd be surprised that I do, like the gun ownerships. I believe citizens should have guns because, especially nowadays, because I feel like the government's that's why they made the gun laws or the Constitution here with the guns is to protect yourself from corrupt government. And that's the reason I believe in that. Now, I do think they should have like more control because then the guns are getting in the hands of everybody, like more background checks and stuff. And when they get in the hands of like young people like that. But I'm not against like not having guns. Are y'all surprised by that? I don't like guns. Oh no, I've shot guns before and I'm like, I don't want to have to do, I don't feel safe with it or whatever, but I still believe people should have them because you never know. That's because look at it now. Look at the government and everything. And if they become too corrupt, that's why our Constitution says we should own it to protect from a corrupt government. That's the reason. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Oh, what was I getting to? My dad. So I was like, where was I going with this? So that's why I believe too. Oh, that's why he's Republican, but he also has leanings toward like he believes like coronavirus is dangerous and we should wear a mask and how everybody acting like a host. He knows it's serious and he wore a mask from the beginning. So I feel good there. He's keeping safe and all. He believes in climate change, which the Republicans want to deny and all that kind of stuff. So the reason I said that is because he is doing good, staying safe, which is important because that's what I said. I'm like, even if y'all want to believe all this other nonsense the Republicans are saying right now, don't believe this because this can affect your life. And you're at the age, they're in their late 60s where that's when this virus is killing those at that age group, I'm like, you better be safe. That Mr. Carey said, you may weep for those families, but you have the luxury of being citizens while people like me make the hard decisions in the Oval Office. Oh, geez. Mr. Carey, don't get me fired up. I'm fired up already. The smallest state in India is Goa, where few drugs is legal but can't take that drug out of the state. The drug peddler who sold drugs to SSR, 90% of Bollywood is involved in the drugs. What drugs are legal there that you can't take? Like all of them? Steve Ray said, how old is he again? I don't remember who he was asking for. Rishi, Shana Kapoor's ex-girlfriend, Kareena Kapoor. I didn't know that. Crazy Amanda, did you give that order to those men? Oh, look, Mr. Curious has the whole little sketch going on right here with it, with me and Trump, I think. The good news, T just broke. Prabria, that's more reason for me not to watch Bollywood movies. With all that stuff going on, I know it's sad, huh? Y'all, so I know people said, I don't know the difference of the Bollywoods and the Tollywood and Collywood and Mollywood. I know there are differences because they are those woods because it's the different region in India that they're in, right? Like the Tollywoods in this region, Bollywoods in this region. But yesterday I reacted to that trailer and it was Mollywood, that Manali, I forget, I couldn't say the name of it, but I'm enjoying that one, that trail. I'm excited for that movie. Do y'all get a lot of Mollywood movies? I need a list of some Mollywood trailers and stuff because I want to check them out now. Because I was like, this new superhero movie, I was like, that looks fun. Now this is when I need to get serious and start really, because I'll put them all together and I'll call a lot of stuff Bollywood and then people get mad. That ain't Bollywood, it's this wood. And I'll just be like, fine, it's indie wood. I don't know. But now, like, I'm like, I really need to pay attention. Which one's the Tali and the Kalis and the Mollies? My dog's barking. Do y'all hear my dog barking? All she does is bark. She's so aggravated. I want to tell you that here, an actor who works on TV shows, mostly in comedy shows, and he exactly looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. And his name is Sandeep. Oh, really? Steve Ray, mankind messed up the world over. Oh, it's true. Not even just like now, like the climate and our environment. It's just all messed up, isn't it? And we did it. We did it. And I'm part to blame, I'm not I don't know. I use energy. My dad's like real, like conserve and energy and stuff like that. And I'm like, how? Like, how? I don't know. I'm just as part of it. We can't even blame just other people. Like, I'm part of, not being careful, trash, using. I'm more careful now. Like, I don't like to use like plastic bags. And if we have like, I'm even this crazy because you know how you have the little plastic baggies you can put in lunches and stuff. And my husband goes to work every day. I have him bring those baggies home and I reuse them. Isn't that, I'm crazy like that. But I'm like, because I don't want to just cause more waste in the world, but I still use them. Like, so that's not good, but I just reuse them. But, so I'm part of it too. And we're destroying the world. We are. I don't have a car that's electric. I use gas. Because those cars are electric, I can't afford those. If I could, I would get them, but I can't afford those. They're just too expensive. So I'm part of the problem too. I know. Where did I say? Where are you? Rishi said. I'm at home. CBI is grilling SSR and family. They got a tight slap from the CBI officer because Rhea was not answering many questions. She has lied many times in the previous interrogations. What I'm going to say to this. This needs to be a movie. Hollywood should take this on. Hollywood should take this movie on. I watch it. Ifran, that's right, and Rishi Kapoor. That's why I'm really behind on comments. I'm just getting to that. You're right, Pabria. I knew I need to catch up so y'all can keep me updated because I forget everything and then I can't remember. 2020 worst for the year for the world. It's a version of A Few Good Men involving crazy Amanda Rex and Donald Trump. I want the truth, Donald. You can't handle the truth. You never say the truth, Donald. Fake news, crazy Amanda. You always say fake news when you don't want to tell the truth. That's how it's gonna go. That's how it's gonna go. A Few Good Men. SRK has connection with the traitor of India who. Oh, don't say that about SRK, Vicky. I like SRK. 2020. Y'all first telling me Rick Dick's on the drugs, and now this about the SRK. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, but it's hard when you hear people that you love, and you're like, and if they do bad stuff like that. Rick Dick, I can understand. I told y'all this when he had that back pain, and they all the relief they can get is from like a pill because I know that back pain's got to be excruciating. I can't say the word excruciating. So they give them the pill to help with the pain, and those pills. I mean, even if I've had some of these pills after surgeries and stuff, and I know I'm like these can be addictive, and I have to just I'll try to live with the pain just so I don't become addicted. That's how addictive they are. But he's in that kind of pain constantly. I could see how he can get addicted to that stuff. And then when you try to get off of it, they say that pain's worse, right? So when you start getting addicted to these painkillers and stuff, and then when you're trying to wean yourself, they say those withdrawals from that is even worse. They got to find some kind of better way for pains than there's all these just pills and stuff. You would think. I guess that's not top priority right now with the coronas. Everybody's working on the coronas, right? 2020 is the greatest year of my 30 years of existence. Oh, Pabria, that's true. but it's not. I shouldn't say that. But I was looking at the silver lining the other day. Let's look at the silver lining of the coronas because I feel like for me, there's many silver linings. Like before, y'all remember I was traveling around like, oh, every month, a couple of times a month. I was having to go to trips, go out to California, LA, the red carpets, I was gone all the time every month for a week or whatever at a time. This has definitely made me slow down in life. Slow down, stay home, and be with my family more. I'm like, I feel like one of the silver linings is just the time with my family and much appreciated because, time I wouldn't have thought about before and would have easily let it pass by and then probably regretted it later because my kids are getting older. Look, my son just turned 15. He's a few more years, he's an adult. A few more years after that, he could be out the house. And I'm going to miss this time that I could have him home and time every night spending together and even the virtual schooling. Like this is time we can bond and connect and I can just spend time with him. And years from now, I can think back on the time I had more with my family because of this and the closer it's made us. That's one of the silver linings I think of this. And this is time you can't take back. And you will always appreciate being home more with them. So maybe if you don't like your family, it might not be a silver lining. Because I feel like too, they probably had many divorces this time. It could be either, it depends on if you like your family, I guess. I like my family, so I love this time together. And even I complained about virtual schooling and schooling my niece and nephew, but this is also time I got to be with them every day. I get to see them every day. But then look, my neighbors over there had the cops called over there when this first started the lockdown, March, April, like 3 times in a month. We're like, what are the cops doing over there? And I think too, because I think they were having domestic problems, maybe abuse. I don't know. So it's bad in that way too. I mean, that's what I said. If you don't live in a good home, it could be horrible. But that was one of the silver linings for me personally. Let's spread some positivity. I miss your charming song. What song? Here? What song? I know I'm behind on the comments. Steve Ray said that. What charming song does he miss? What do you think it is? Here, is it this one? Where is it at? Of course, my computer's running slow for all this. Of course, it's running slow. Here we go. Y'all like, oh, now they got it missed now they got the ads. I was trying to bring up the song. They did a little surprise and they ruined it for me. They got to play the ads. Now I don't even want to play the song. Even though is Steve Ray even still here for the charming songs? Because I was going to play it again. Is that the charming song, Steve? Was it worth the wait? There you go. Peanut butter jelly. Terrence, I hope those prostitutes, Terrence, if there is no government, no leaders, the world would be good. I don't know, Steve. Because I feel like the U.S. don't have no real leaders right now, and it's not very good. I don't know about that one, Steve. You don't want the truth because deep down you want me to... Oh, no, that ain't true, Mr. Carius. Bollywood people used to say they don't say anything to SRK because he's an outsider and made his own fame, but now everyone knows his big connections. Vicky, no, stop saying this about my SRK. Bollywood actress Karina, they're pregnant, saying that they use lockdown. I teaches it's true. That's what they say too, right? I was like, there's going to be a lot of babies coming up. And I'm just saying, if I would have got pregnant during the lockdowns, and then I would have to name my baby something with the COVIDs in it. Covina. I would. But I probably wouldn't, because my husband wanted to name my kids weird stuff. Like even my daughter Bella, who is her full name's Isabella, he even wanted to change that up and name her Isobel, like Iso, like a weird saying. I was like, no, just have it normal, because I was like, that's too much. I don't like all those crazy names. But I bet. Do you think they'll have some like names coming out from the lockdowns? And they got this is my new baby, Coronita. Matthew Lee is here. Rip to Chadwick will definitely be. Oh, I know. Huge respect over the world. I mean, he was just a great actor. A great person. That's why I said, to me, especially looking back, I was like, he's a genuine person. He didn't try to fake it, didn't try to fake smile, he was genuine. And he did a lot, like, as far as, I mean, he talked about, didn't you see that? You see that story? He talked about Denzel, that he helped him, like Denzel donated, to help, you know, some actors or ones who are aspiring to be an actor, get into the schools and help pay for those kind of things. And he always, so I feel like Chadwick, they say, gave back a lot, because he's had a lot of those breaks in his time that helped him achieve his success. And he gave back to the community. And he did, like, he came out and supported when the Black Lives Matter stuff, good person. And it's sad when you hear just such a good, inspiring person, genuine person like that didn't use his cancer and what he was going through to hold him back. And don't that tell you something? As many as excuses I can have just to come on my life, I'm like, oh, it was busy, I was sad this week or whatever. It makes you realize, like, don't let anything hold you back. He had cancer, was getting chemo and surgeries, and still pursued his dream and entertained us through it all, and didn't let that stuff hold you back. If that's a strong person. I can only dream to be as half as strong as that, because I'm a wimp. I am. I am. I'll admit it. I'm a wimp. I don't cry. Bye. I'll fry some corn dogs. Terrence, I know Terrence ain't gonna cry. Terrence, but you was sad. I know Terrence was sad. Hi, Fun Creed Pabria. What do you say? The main is a very comedy video. Okay, I'm excited to see it then. First, Raya was the fame, then Bernard. Oh, not that Bernard again. Not that. Now it's Ria's one now. I don't know what the Ria was. 2020 sucks. I agree, Matthew Lee. I did what I had to do. Tenet. So Tenet is released, and I know it's already released internationally, but I think it's supposed to release here tomorrow or Friday, September 3rd. I think it's September 3rd or September 4th. It's one of those days. I got a screener because I do my movie reviews and stuff. I'm a critic, so I got the screener, or got to attend the screener for it. I also got the Mulan script. Oh, where's Terrence? Because I'm gonna talk about Mulan too. I'll talk about Mulan. I love Tenet. That's why I love Tenet. I thought it was confusing, but I still enjoyed it. Mulan, which is only coming to streaming on Disney Plus. You have to buy it. That's another. That's one I was sad because when I'm reviewing Tenet, because I'm gonna review both of them this week. That was one I was sad that I couldn't see on the big screen again, because I did see it on the big screen. Remember, I attended the premiere in March, the week before the world shut down. The week before COVID hit and the COVID apocalypse, right? And it was so gorgeous so I say with Tenet, that one deserved to be on the screen. Just the way it was shot, the Dolby did the music, because I love the music score. It was just beautiful to see on the screen, especially the IMAX. Mulan is one I'm sad won't be shown on the big screen, because it's the same thing. So beautiful, so beautiful. Just the where it was shot, just how it was shot. I can't recall that much of the music. I mean, they had musical scores. It didn't stick out as much with the Tenet. I was like, oh my gosh. But just the imagery in the Mulan, which is beautiful. And I'm sad that won't have the chance to go on the big screen, because it was just so beautiful. I'm like, that one also, I feel like, deserves to be seen on the big screen or be played on the big screen. But I mean, many places here, in the US, most of them have their movie theaters shut down, especially a bit like California. All their movie theaters are shut down. In New York, all their movie theaters are shut down. And even the ones that are open, like it's not safe enough really to go. I tell you, you saw my video when I went to the movie theater, and I went on the most like a time where nobody was there, only one other person, I even said, and I was even nervous. I was less nervous when I went to the Tenet one because I knew it was movie critics and they were screening the people before. They were giving out masks, doing the temper. They did the whole screening of us, you know? So I was less nervous because like, oh, they screened everybody. But when you just go in the regular movie theater, they weren't screening people. They were just wear your mask. And they were like, oh, you can still take off your mask and eat and drink in the regular movie theater. When I went to Tenet, none. It was mask on the whole time. Don't take them off. I felt a lot safer even with that when that had 9 people of us. Then I went to New Mutants and they had one other person. I was nervous because I was like, I don't know. They didn't screen them. They didn't, they can still take off their mask and eat and drink. And I saw that one of them did, like they did when we first walked in. So I was like, that that made me more nervous. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it deserves to be shown. I feel like that movie is just so beautiful. I want to see it on the big screen, but I can also see like Disney. I think they got a lot of heat for New Mutants only being shown on the big screen, only being shown in theaters and not given the safe option. I know for critics, because I saw a lot of critics were banning it, of even reviewing it, because they weren't streaming it or giving people a safe option to see it. I don't know what Disney. I think Disney just didn't want people to see New Mutants. Is that terrible? I enjoyed New Mutants. You saw my movie review, but it wasn't like the quality that Disney and Marvel usually put out because it came from the 20th Century Fox. So it's not like that quality they usually have, So I can see where they might be a little embarrassed, like they put it just in theaters because they don't want. But I still enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that terrible. Where am I at? What's the secret? I trolled Trump too and got ticket. No, Bollywood therapy, but only because of the amazing youth activism and BTS fans. They say Tenet is available in certain places. Most theaters are closed. But I don't think it's here in the U.S. in theaters yet. I think it's just internationally right now in the theaters. I think it comes out in theaters. I'm thinking tomorrow. I keep feeling like it's tomorrow. Who was saying they trolled him? Oh, Bollywood therapy. They say this election that they got a huge rise in like voter registrations in the younger people. And I hope it's for people like that, like the BTS and all that wants to fight against this stuff and college students and things. So I hope it's going to be important this election this year, important people to vote. Amanda will throw the book at Trump. You know I will. Stand there. Stop it, Vicky. Oh, wait. Are you saying who's that? I was like, don't be saying people are behind me. I just watched, yesterday, that Bly Manor trailer, and I got a little nervous. Like, I'm jumpy if people say something's behind me. But that's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is the poster for her new movie. Look at you. You're becoming more and more beautiful. Oh, Fun. I didn't even brush my hair, Fun. I didn't even brush my teeth. That's how I was just virtual schooling all morning. And then I was like, oh, I got to do my live. So I put the kids in there because I haven't one set up to go in here and they're out there now. Sometimes in life, I got to get some more sleep. Oh, I love my sleep. I never leave the house. The deaths are still really high because our governor is a Trump kissing. I know. Bollywood, I know. Florida is a mess. Forget Disneyland. They need to replace it with Terrence Land. I go there. You're damn right I did. To Trump. Oh, Mr. Curious is still. That's how I can imagine the scene happening. I need to go back at Mr. Curious and read that whole scene, like all in one, because I read it, in comments and pieces. I need to read it all together. T just said react to Jordania. It's a comedy YouTube channel in South India, guys. Successful channel. 2 million subs. Jordania. I mean, that's fun to gain subscribers, but it also has to be stuff I like. Some people say, oh, you want to react to this, and I never got into it. Like I need to get into it. Rashaman Khan, waiting to see. All right, I'm going to do it. It's about a mother-in-law scolding Rashi for putting the cooker on the stove without chicken. I'm going to check it out. Don't tell me all of it. Don't tell me all of it, Arjan. Africa is witnessing the birth of a new ocean. Really? I didn't hear about that. When it comes to politics, I usually side with Terrence. Which side is that, Terrence? Terrence, you can't. I don't think Terrence is a Trump supporter. Terrence, Terrence can't be a Trump supporter. He's always, well, I don't know. He likes evil. He likes the evil characters and the superheroes. So I can see him maybe liking the evil Trump. No, Terrence, you can't say that. You can't say that. Never. Oh, thank you, fun. The coronavirus tried to get me, but I skipped over me and went to. Terrence, you remember our friend Doughboy, who comes on the channel? Doughboy had the corona. Said it was terrible. Almost died. I regret you're not. What? How old are you, fun? And I'm married. There's also that. It's gonna be my. Oh. Don't make me play. He's calling me all the beautiful names. You're going to make me blush. Fun, Creed. Movie scenes with subtitles, not the trailer. I'll write that down to Andas Apna movie. The only legal drug I know is Terrence. Pierre, he keeps saying everything's Terrence. You're saying everything's Terrence now. You must react to y'all giving me too much now. The news journalist in India is extremely aggressive that you can't even think he's aggressive on Sushant's case. A new theater chain. See, he's naming everything. Everything's Terrence now. Australia forest is on fire again. And Terrence, don't you live in Northern California? Aren't they having crazy fires there? They say California, the ones they have now in California, is like one of the top 10 that we've had. Climate change. There are so many movies after watching those movies I didn't want to die by ripping my hairs on my head. That's why he just wants to die after ripping the hairs from his head. Which ones are that? I'll stay away from those. Because the whole Bollywood and political parties are scared because every powerful person tried to defeat him, but no one got sick. I mean, people here are scared. They think, like, even if Trump gets voted out, they're thinking he ain't gonna leave. Like, lots of people are saying that. React some Indian stuff. I always react Indian stuff. PR to Thai songs. Vicky, now people are assuming that the PM of India is behind him. See, I don't know none of this stuff. Y'all know y'all get my news about this stuff from y'all. They burn down the trees and cause I know, Terrence, I know. Climate, it's terrible. Amanda thought that because not only can I imagine you and Donald Trump doing that, you might actually make a good actor. You think I make a good actress? I don't know. Mr. Cares, I don't know. Because I feel like when I have like lines I have to say, I'm just, it don't come naturally to me. I'm like, what comes best to me is this not thinking at all. That's most of my thoughts. I have no idea what's in my head, and whatever comes out my mouth comes out my mouth. Improv too, right? Just improv. That's where I excel. Because when I have to think about it and then learn the lines, it just comes out like, I'm not good at that. And I'm not good at remembering. So that's probably why I'm be thinking, like, what did I have to say? I don't think I'd make a good actress. If it was an actress where they're just like, you just get up there and just talk, I can do that easily, right? That's what I do now. I can talk, just blah, 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 and I'd go on my rants or whatever. But if I have to know what I'm going to say, I'm not very good. Not at all. I've tried. Even in school, I've done little plays and they're like this, and I'm just like, and I'll mess them up, and it's not natural for me. It's not. When I had back pain, I let a train run over my. Terrence, you're ridiculous. There ain't no train running over you. Every actress who used my favorite too, but now I'm moving because of their karma. Oh, that's true. Oh, I didn't. A lot of people was over there on that TikTok I didn't say hi to. Lino and Pecan. Old McDonald had some pants. Watching, where am I at? Oh wait, Bollywood. Don't believe everything people say here are your favorite Bollywood stars. Look into it first. I'm not saying anyone's wrong, but I haven't heard this. I know I don't about Ritik. I hope that ain't true. But I'm just saying, if that is the case, like that's something you can't really fault him for because I know he had that back pain. That's not something that just goes away. That once you get those slip disc and you have, they say once you have one of those back surgeries, like you're just going to continue to have them and be in pain because once you mess up your back, it's like not coming back. Wait, you're not coming. That didn't rhyme. It was using the same word. And once you have mess up your back, there ain't no coming back. That sounded weird. Once you mess up, I thought it was gonna be like cute and rhyme, and I was like, no, back and back. It wasn't. Once you, let's make a better thing. Once you hurt your back, there ain't nothing for attack. No, never mind. That wasn't even. I was trying to make something like a cute little saying with it. It didn't work. Deep down somewhere in her heart, Amanda loves. No, Vicky, you stop. Vicky, how you boot? Well, I got boot Vicky now. You know that's lies. No way. None. None. And then I tell you one person I was starting to feel like I liked in the Trump because, him and all talk about the nepotism, right? The nepotism they got even at the convention last week. They had all the speakers was just Trump people, just his daughters and his sons and his wife Melania, or Melania. I can never say her name. Melania. But I was liking Melania because just with her speech and everything, she didn't mention Trump very much, and I was always like, oh, I don't think she likes Trump. You always see her swatting his hand away and doing this, and I was like, I feel like maybe she just stuck in this situation because she's from a different country, came over here, married him. He brought her mom and dad over, and then she had a son with him. So it's kind of like maybe she's stuck in there, but don't really like him. But then today, so that was the only Trump I was like, well, maybe she's not so bad. But then today they released that one of her good friends, who they stopped being friends with, of course, and then the friend like wrote a book about her, which everybody's like, oh, they stopped being friends, so that's why she wrote the book. But then they're saying all the stuff they're saying is true because she recorded the conversations after because I guess they got in a fight, and I don't know the whole story. It was something like they got in a fight, and the White House was saying stop talk to her, but or they can't see each other, can't be friends. But anyway, she recorded like the conversations with Melania, and they were saying Melania was just as bad as Trump, like saying racist stuff, that she was just as racist as his and hateful and all this. And it made me sad because I was like, that was the one Trump I thought I could like because I felt like she didn't like Trump or Donald, right? She was always swatting his hand and she always like just looks mad, like she don't like him and stuff. But now they saying she's like him. And now I was like, oh, I can't like any of them. So you're wrong, Vicky. I want to say you're wrong. Wrong, Vicky. I'm not slowing down. Time with family is a nightmare. Terrence, sometimes you want to toss them out the window. I mean, there's that sometimes. And because my husband works at the hospital, but Greg was furloughed for 2 months. So we were together in the house for 2 months. And there was maybe times when he got on my nerves. I never wanted to throw him out the window. But still, I enjoyed that time. It was silver linings for me. But that's why I said, if you don't like your family, I don't know what to tell you then. Now in this month, we are going to have the goddess Durga statue for 9 days. When does that start, Vicky? I got to know this stuff. Hi, I'm from Kerala. Hi, Avanish. Fabria, it's worth the wait every time. I always want to throw my family on my... Oh, but what? How come everybody here don't like their families? Maybe y'all just been locked up too much with them and you're getting on your nerves. I'm going to tell you, if he's not listening, my son gets on my nerves the worst because he's just like me. That's the problem. We're too much alike. So we start to clash our heads. That's the hardest time. But then I can't even get mad at them because I'll just have to laugh. I'm like, when he's doing stuff, I'm like, oh, because he's like me. That's what I would do. So I can't even get mad at him about that. And he hates when I say he's just like him. I said it last night. He did something And I think my husband first said it, and I was like, that's right, you're just like me. And he gets mad. He's like, no, I'm not. Stop saying, I hate when people say that, because a lot of people say it because he is like me and they see it. It's worth the wait every time. What do you say? I always want to throw, Pabria. What about Ashwarya, Miss World, 1 month before her, also the corona. I know, she got coronas, just like the rest of us. Hi, Matthew. Oh, Pabria said, I hope you're all right in New York City. Now, India time is 8:30 p.m. What's your time? It's 10:20 a.m. morning. But U.S. we have different times. I'm on Central. It's a lot earlier. Terrence is away. It's 8:20 a.m. for Terrence. But I started at 9 and he was here. So that's like set. You up early today, Terrence. Terrence usually sleeping at this time. No wonder he's tired. What about Govinda? Your reaction rocks. I love Govinda. Yeah, I love he always gets me in a good mood, Govinda. Whenever you watch a Govinda song, you just earn it. I need to get some more Govinda. But I lose track of my suggestions, and then when I want to go do Govinda, I don't know a good Govinda song. So give me one before I go. Give me a good one that I can mark down and do sometime when I feel like doing Govinda. What are you watching? Doom 2, Ritik and Ashwarya Ray. You may have to see pieces. You take small parts that you read and put them together. Maybe you'll make a little bit of this sense to you and help you imagine. I know I'm going to have to go back and do that, Mr. Curious. Hi, Chrissy's channel. During Ganesh Festival, we don't see the moon because the moon was cursed by Lord Ganesh. Ganesh travels on his rat animal looking for fat Ganesh. This is a big story, huh? I never heard of it. He travels on a rat? Bollywood there. Amanda, I'm Rosy Tinted Life, but I started a YouTube channel. Lots of Madari content promoting myself. I also put in the secret messages in the videos, like about how American citizens. Really? Like subliminal. How do you do that, Bollywood? Bollywood therapy. I want to do it. I want to be like, oh, that was a good vote for Biden. That was a good this, and I like this part of it. Trump sucks. Like, how did you put in the secret messages? If you play it backwards, did they hear it? I gotta know this. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Africa is splitting into 2 continents, giving birth to really. I need to look into that. Really? Is it? Where's the 2 continents? Is it like in the southern part? That's interesting. My son would like that. He loves that kind of stuff, and he loves history and that kind. I'm gonna have to. I should give him an assignment to find out about this. I was like, find out about this, the world or Africa is splitting and getting a new ocean. Smokey Bear will sick every bear known a man for those people. I don't remember. Banana 2006. In Iran and Iraq, the people that were protesting for some reason stopped the police, came up with police dogs. So next day, people came with lions to fight the dogs. I used to say, like, because I lived in an area back in college that wasn't like the best, had a lot of crime and stuff. And then I had a car that was real popular that I guess people like breaking into. Maybe it was easy to break into, and they kept breaking into, but they didn't steal it. They would just break the window, and then they couldn't steal it. And then I would just have to get my window. Oh, I started getting mad. It was a few times it was broken into like that. And I was saying I was like, you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get a big rattlesnake or some kind of big snake. People to keep in my car. If they break in, they're going to get bit. So that I'm just saying that the lion, that sounds like a pretty good idea to me. But if they can control the lions, you don't want them I don't know if you can control a lion coming back at you to attack yourself if they release them. They got to be like some lion tamers that could go out there with them. Hey, people, can you say happy birthday, Preeta, and say it in an Amanda tone, please? Happy birthday, Preeta. Is that your birthday? Who's Preeta? And tell Preeta happy birthday. Is it her, Preeta? Fanya Rishi said Amir Khan. Please write to John Cena and Randy Lines. It's very funny. I like John Cena. I think he's funny. I've seen some of his, like that movie. Playing with Fire. People hated it, but I was like, because I like a joke when they have like farts and poops. That makes me laugh. I always said it, and I ain't gonna hide it. Fart jokes are funny. And that movie, Playing with Fire, I found it was funny because they had a lot of, and I thought he played it well. I think he's funny. If you're a fan of improv, you should look up the show called, oh, I love Whose Line Is It Anyway? I always watch it. Watched it back in the day when they had the first guy, the first announcer, the old ones. And then Drew Carey took it over and started doing it. But now it's that one girl who does it. I love both Colin and who's the other guy? Rick or what's the tall guy's name? And then they have Wayne Brady. Oh, I love that show. I share you out of me. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. Hi, Manu. Amanda, I have a slip disc and it pains so much. I can't see. I understand, Vicky. Once you got those back problems, it goes to her legs. Once you got those back problems, it's about dressing up in a random costume, being pushed on stage and making a bunch of lines as it goes, basically ad-libbing the whole thing through. Tejas, I almost knew. Bella! My dog. My dog's going crazy. I think because they had somebody out there. I don't think she called. I was going to tell her to get the dog. She's barking and crazy. I think because they had that lady walking out there that my dog, I don't know if y'all could hear, but she's just barking like crazy out there. And my dog's not so smart. She'll bark so much that she collapses her vocal cords. You ever heard that? They collapse them and then she can't bark or she makes this noise. Bella! I don't know if Bella's there. Will you get the dog or tell Zach get the dog? Look at this is real life. What? Oh, they'll get her. Because I'm nervous. She was out there barking. She'll collapse her vocal cords. And then it's hard for her. She'll like do that with her breathing. But she's so dumb. She don't understand that but she'll start barking until they collapse. They say that happens in small dogs. But I get nervous when she starts barking. It's about dressing up in a rant. Oh, wait, I read that, Mr. Carey. Pushing on stage. Yeah, I love that show. I know almost everything about Bollywood, Ritik, and not involved in drugs. Oh, CT just said no, take care of his back, brain, body. I'm glad to hear that. I hope it was just a bad rumor. I don't want to even think about that. I feel like he's strong. He's strong-minded that he wouldn't even go down that route. Because once you go down the route with the painkillers and stuff, it's like it takes over your body. You can't control it. That's why you just want to stay away from it. Don't even go down that route. Amanda Block Mono. He's saying bad words. Who is? I don't see him. If I see him, I'll say that. What about X-Men? Chadwick. Hi, Chadwick from India. We miss. I know. Me too. Govinda's funny. Oh, here's a funny song. Hasina Man. I wrote it down. If I see, who is it? And that Monu Khan. I think I could silence him. I don't know how to block. I'm not very good at the technologies, you would think. Camila Harris, both are Indian, and I don't know what that is. In Tulsi, is that an area? Tulsi Gabbard. I was watching Trolley K Peach, and it wasn't the full version. As I was looking at the full song, I was going to edit. Stacey Abrams came on, so it wasn't really a secret message. Oh. I just put a little screen and said, Stacey, everyone wants you to vote for the American citizen. I like that Bollywood. I like mixing things in. When Elizabeth Warner was running, made a Bollywood memes about her. Did you see yesterday? Because this is the big news in the oh look, I always forget to say hi over there. Hi, official Michael Evans. I don't forget about you TikTokers, but y'all, there's just not many that come over here, so I have to catch up with all these comments. What was I saying? Oh, because you got me thinking about Elizabeth Warren, and then yesterday some big news. They were saying that Trump had a stroke like back in November last year, had all these mini strokes, and it was crazy how it came out. That's how you know it probably did, and it's really true because like they asked him a question. It wasn't even if he had a stroke. They asked him something about like the hospital, and he's like, "Oh, they said I had a stroke and I didn't." And I think the person was like, "No, we didn't even know anything about a stroke. Why did you just say that?" So everybody was like, "Oh, he had a stroke," because like nobody even mentioned stroke. They just mentioned something about this hospital visit. And then he's like, "Oh, like they keep saying I had a stroke." Like, and everybody was like, nobody even knew about anything about a stroke. I don't know why you're saying this about a stroke. So then everybody was saying he had a stroke, and it kind of makes sense because recently they made fun of him, right? Because he had to use like two hands to take a drink out of a glass. And they say like you use one hand, like if you have a stroke, like the one hand, you can't grab things and it becomes weak. And then he was walking down like the ramps and he couldn't walk right and kind of stuff. So it kind of made sense. But I was just saying this because she said something about Elizabeth Warren and it reminded me on Twitter yesterday that it's mean. Even as much as I don't like Trump, shouldn't make fun of the like people with, if they got sick or anything. I wouldn't wish anybody any kind of harm ever. That's just not the person I ever want to be. Even if I don't like them, I don't want them to die or be hurt or whatever. But I feel bad even for laughing at it. I feel bad, but I found it a little funny because the hashtag, because he always calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, because she said one time she was American Indian and all that. And then yesterday on Twitter, Strokeahontas was trending. I was like, because he's the biggest name caller. And so that's why I found it funny. I was like, that's what you get. You want to call everybody names and stuff. That's what happens. It comes back at you. You want to be mean and call people names. And then they called them Strokeahontas. I shouldn't laugh at that. It's not nice to laugh at somebody who has an ailment if they had strokes. Just the name I found funny. Strokeahontas. Where was that? Oh, wait, Elizabeth Warren. Amanda, do you know that SRK? Why doesn't Vicky like SRK? I don't know why she don't like him. She said I don't think he sucks. Amanda, please don't forget. I wrote that down. Comic movie. Race 2008, Saif Ali Khan and Katrina Kaif. Aren't there such medicines where the more you use them, the less effect it have? Oh, I think a lot. You get a high tolerance for medicines and you have to keep taking more and more, especially I think those painkillers, right? You start to get a tolerance for like a certain dosage. So you have to take more for it to work right. And then your body becomes tolerant to that. So you have to keep taking more. I was just a random question. Camilla Harris. Oh wait, I feel like I read that, right? Primates of Trump and Joe are upcoming election are both opponents. Did you say that twice, Vicky? Or maybe because Amanda mentioned that someone was addicted to pain pills. Yeah. Tulsi is the other Indian woman who ran in the primary for president. I'm very underwhelmed by her, but some Indians in India seem to like her more than I say her name wrong. Kamala. I think you say Kamala. Am I saying that right? I don't even know this Tulsi. I don't know her. I have to look her up. But it's kind of a moot point now. You can like her more, but our VP's already been picked. It's not like they're going to change it. So you got to support those who you think will do better now, even though if you might like the Tulsi now, how is that going to help? You're going to say, oh, I don't like Kamala. I like Tulsi. That ain't gonna help now. She ain't a VP or is she running for president? Is she one of those third parties? Because I'm against the third party stuff right now. I was like, any vote for the third parties right now is just a vote for Trump because that's what got us in this situation to begin with. People didn't like Hillary, so they didn't vote, or they voted for these third parties, which I'm for third parties because I'm like, they need to be more than two choices, but not when one of the parties that could easily win is like the devil Trump. That's when I'm against it. So I don't want them to be voting for the third now because that's how we would end up with this devil right now who lies every minute. Oh, and then even yesterday, y'all heard, we still have the racism. So he went, recently they had the Jacob Blake. The police shot him in the back 7 times. He bought a shirt and they were shooting him. And then that was in Wisconsin. And then they had the protest there. Then they had that boy come from Illinois, drove all the way to that place that was having protests with his big gun, then killed the protesters, which he was like, oh, is the president taking up for this guy who drove there with the gun just to cause the trouble, taking up for him. And still, so he went. So anyway, president yesterday went to that area, to Wisconsin and talked to the people and surveyed the area, went there to say to support the police and military, which I'm for all supporting the police and the military. I think like the cause is good, but I also think criminals take advantage of these protests at night And those are the ones, and it gives the protest like a bad name because they're burning down stuff and loot. Like I think everybody doesn't agree with like burning down places and looting and all that stuff. I don't think anybody does because what happens is a lot of these criminals take advantage of the situation. Oh, there's protest, there's chaos. So I'm gonna go in there and cause my crimes and use it for their own, but it's not part of the protest. And I don't think anybody that is part of the protest agree with it. So I feel bad for these police and stuff too in the military that have to deal with those criminals, you know. But anyway, he went there. The president went there and went there to support the police. He said, and he went and surveyed the damage and all this stuff. But the whole time there, like he wouldn't mention the guy why they having the protests. That Jacob Blake got shot 7 times. They kept asking him, "Do you think there's such a thing as the racism, you know, the systematic racism?" And he's like, he wouldn't answer it. And then they kept asking him a couple times, and he got mad. Why is everybody asking me this question? So and they say the guy who was shot in the back, he wouldn't say his name. He didn't call, like he didn't go visit him. He was right there. He didn't go visit him in the hospital. He never called his family, any of that stuff. And he supports all these counter protesters that are going there with the guns and shooting up these people. It's craziness in our world right now. I don't know how I got on that. How did I get on this subject? How did I? All right, where am I? 12 C's. All right. Oh, because of third party voters. You just got to get them out. We can't have this right now. We can't have this a person like this in office that and then he wants to say, "Oh, you want to vote for me because this is see all the crime happening on the streets now, all the protests, all this. I have to protect you from this." He's using this, and everybody's saying, "This is happening as you president. This is happening because you're president. This is your doing." And you were using it to saying this is why we should vote for you because you're law and order. No, obviously you're not, because this is all happening as you as president. Because sometimes you don't just go for force. You have to go and look beyond the force and get to the root of the problem, which is, why these protests began. And it's because we have these people in the streets and police that are killing these people, innocent people, because racism is still huge here, and then you're just making it worse by denying all this, supporting all these people that are counter protesting and crimes in the street. Look, I get on my rants, especially when it's about him. I watch some live game streams on YouTube, which holds 20K, 30K, and some more than 50K viewers. So I tell them to subscribe. Oh, thank you, T. Just do they? Oh, I appreciate when y'all share me out like that. I hit my 18K. It took forever to get there, but I'm like, oh, I hit like a little milestone. Well, I guess every thousand's a milestone. You're not laughing at people who had strokes. You're laughing at the internet for making fun of someone to call names. That's what I'm saying. Some people don't like the SRK because they're anti-Muslim. Oh, it goes with religion. Kamala. Oh, I say Kamala. Someone said, all right, so someone said you want to say come and then la, but it's comma, like the comma, Kamala. I think I can remember that. Strokeahannes sounds like the name of an adult. No, Strokeahannes, like Pocahontas. They were saying Strokeahannes. Kamala. You had live session on her at a Wednesday. Wait, you don't know Kamala. You had a live session on her at Wednesday. I know who Kamala is. I'm just saying the name I have trouble with. I have trouble with names. Kadama reminds me of the show My Name. Oh, I like that show, My Name is Earl. Whenever theater opens here, I will only go to watch Hollywood movies because they are the greatest and fresh, mesmerizing, and famously made. My name is Khan in SRK and Control. Bollywood movies. Vicky's against Bollywood these days with all this stuff happening, huh? People are roaming here and their problems look very low in style and have the same old content. But Vicky, see, that's how I feel like Hollywood. I think wherever you're at, and that's what you mostly see, like Hollywood, I'm like, oh, it's the same old stuff. That's how I got to loving Bollywood, because I'm like, oh, this is something different and fresh. For me, it is. So it's like the opposite for you because you probably see Bollywood stuff all the time. So seeing Hollywood is like new and fresh for you. That's why I first fell in love with the Bollywood. I was like, oh, this is something different and new and fresh because I was so used to Hollywood. I think whenever it's like one of the woods, but whenever the area, they just get stuck in their way of doing stuff. Look, y'all can see I got a pimple there. I was picking at it. I know I shouldn't. What? I've been talking an hour and 30 minutes. All right, I gotta go soon. I'm almost at the end of the comments. So that's a good that it always seems like when it's time to go, I finally made it through the comments, don't it? Rambo, Tiger and Rambo. In a way, that show is inspirational. Earl did nothing but bad things and always wonder why his life's true. Karma. I believe in good karma, bad karma. And I believe when people are bad, like I don't want to like take revenge on them or something because I'm always like, karma's going to get them. Karma's going to get them. You do bad things are going to happen. You do good things are going to happen. I mean, of course, people that are good are still going to get the bad things, but I just feel overall, if you or just live your life a good person, do the right things, and good things are going to happen to you. She says, stop, geez, bye, everyone. Going to edit some. Bye, Bollywood. I'm going too. Thanks for coming. Have a great day. You too, stay safe, especially in Florida, Bollywood therapy. But when he was hit by a car, he made a list of the wrong I remember that one, Mr. Carius. I remember that. And he went back to each of the people to try to right the wrongs. Oh, I missed that show. Uh-oh, Blair's on. Blair said he's trying to get back with me. I said no. If you feel it's right, don't waste your time, Blair. Blair, if you feel like this is the right thing, you don't want to waste your time with anyone that you don't think there's a future with. Because life's too short. You don't want to waste it with people that you know it ain't going to work out. Even I can say that some people like SRK, he's Muslim, but this is not the case. SRK acting in movie. I like him though. Remember that movie when he was and the girl was in the wheelchair? I don't remember the name of it. That was one of the first movies I saw with the SRK. And I was like, oh, I liked him. And I think he's a cute little dancer. And oh, why don't you like SRK? I like him, Vicky. I think he's fun and I think he's a good actor. There's got to be a reason that you don't like him. I think his acting's good. And he's a good dancing. Oh, and what is that movie's name? Where's my people that know the movies? Because he played that movie and the girl was in the wheelchair. Oh, I can't think of the name. And I was like, I thought he did some great. I mean, one of the best actors I think in Bollywood is Akshay. I think he's one of the best, versatile and everything. I wouldn't say he was, because I think SRK is only made for certain kind of roles. When he plays like other kind of like more serious roles, I think he's better in comedies and lighthearted roles and stuff. Like Akshay, I think can play he's so versatile from serious to funny. I mean, there's a lot of actors that are versatile like that. I don't think SRK is as versatile, but I've seen him in serious stuff where I thought he did all right. But that's why I said I think he's best in those comedy, lighthearted roles, action, comedy. What? Nobody can remember that name of the movie. Tejas, what is the name of that movie? Tejas, before you go, tell me what is the name of that movie with the SRK and the girls in the wheelchair? All right, I'm not gonna remember. I gotta go too. Bye, Tejas. But life is the longest thing we experience. It's true. Hi, Thomas Chambers or Chambers. 0. Thank you, Tejas. Now you can go. I'll see you next week. Thanks for coming. But Vicky, that's the one I was thinking of, 0. And the girls in the wheelchair. And I thought he was great in that. You can't say, Vicky, have you seen that? Because you better go and see that and then come back and you tell me he's terrible. Because I liked him in that. All right, now that I told Vicky, I can't tolerate because he has only one expression. But that's what I'm saying. I love that he's not as versatile, but you can't just say he's a bad actor just because he's not as versatile. He can do one genre of movies very well. So that's why I like him in that genre. When I see in the other stuff, it's not as bad. 0. That's when I first was like, SRK. I was like, I like him. That's when he stood out to me. I was like, I like him in that movie. And it was sweet and romantic and lighthearted. Yes, Rishi knows. So Vicky can't say nothing if you haven't seen 0. Now go, Vicky, this is your assignment for next week. You go watch 0, you come back and you tell me again why you think. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I can't tolerate his face. Well, she don't even want to see his face. She don't even want to see his face. All right. Well, I can listen. If you don't want to, if you don't like his face, that's I can't help you there. I can't deny not liking his face. But I'm just saying, I in that movie, that's when he stood out to me, and that's when I started liking him because I thought he did well in there. All right, y'all. Been an hour and 40 minutes. Don't seem like it, does it? It seems like I just got here and just I get to talking every week. I'm like, it's already time to go. And I know they're out there doing their work and probably need some help from me. But and this has been a break. Let me tell you, this is before I go, this little secret. It's been stressful having all four virtual kids. That even after yesterday, my mind, I was about to go crazy. I was like, I can't take this. I'm just gonna come and lock myself in the bathroom all day today. But I was like, oh, I got my life. This has been a nice break for me. Thank y'all too as well for spending this time with me because sometimes I think I'm gonna need this little break from schooling and virtual school and just kids in general to come and talk to some of my favorite people here. Y'all are all of my favorite people. So thank you for coming. And I'll see you next week. And thank you for all the support. Y'all sharing my stuff, like you said. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. I love you guys. Pabria is still here. Stay safe. To be nice to each other. Go watch Zero. That's for Vicky. Just put something over his face. I like that movie too. I thought the girl in the wheelchair, I thought it was a great story. But I'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday. And then be nice to each other. Stay safe. Love you guys. I don't want to go. Look how hard it is to go. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming. Let me end it here. Bye. And over on my TikTok,